Hey, I'm Katie. This is Jason. Welcome to our home.
So one of the biggest things that we have been fighting about recently is the fact that we don't actually own a car here.
Nope, we don't.
I don't think we need one, but Katie thinks we do.
Yes, I hold on just a second. I don't think that we need one. I would like one.
We could definitely do a lot more than we do if we had a car. Mainly like being spontaneous and going places.
But also, it's very helpful to have a car when you go shopping.
Yeah, it can be.
Or when you just want to get to places faster.
That's also true.
And to get to multiple places within a day faster.
Yes, I don't deny that it would be easier to have a car, but I don't think we need one. And there's a lot of hassles that come with owning a car. Namely, like parking. The street outside this door, It's a mess.
That is true. That's a little bit true.
You might have noticed, this is something that we go around and around and around about.
Yes.
But that's not what this video is about. So what we want to show you is the ways we do get around Izmir. And there are 6 different ways, 7, and there are 8 ways that we get around. We walk, we ride our bicycles,
Yep.
we take the ferry,
Yep.
we take the tramway, we take the Izmir, we take the bus, we take Domus. We don't really take Domus.
No, but that is a possibility.
And we take taxis. So the first way, and probably the most frequent way we get around, is by walking and biking. Everything we need to live is within walking distance of our apartment.
We have grocery stores, the weekly bazaar to get fruits and vegetables, clothing stores, home goods stores, a Starbucks, restaurants, a little theater as well, and the seaside is also within walking distance. Everything that we need.
Everything we need is within walking distance. And so to go anywhere at all, we can just walk there that we need to go. The other way, if it gets a little bit further away, we have bicycles.
Izmir is a place where there are more bicycles. There are more people riding their bikes for fun, for exercise, for enjoyment.
And there's a really cool bicycle path that goes all the way around the seaside, like all the way around the city.
Number 3, we take the ferry. This is probably my favorite way to travel across the city. Basically, Izmir is shaped like a backwards C. And the land kind of goes all the way around this little bay area. The main part of the city is on the south side, and we live on kind of the north side of the bay.
We live on the other side.
We live on the other side. Like, literally, where we live, called Karşıyaka, means the other side. So we can take the ferry to the other side of the city, and we really, really like to take the ferry. It takes about 10 minutes for us to walk there, about 20 to 30 minutes for us to get to the other side.
Yeah, and there are 2 ports on our side, and then 3 or 4, depending on which ones you include, on the other side. And one of them you can even take cars on. The 4th way, and actually the newest way in the city, is the tramway. And this is a new thing that Izmir has just installed. And the goal, I think, is for it to go all the way around the bay, like basically along the seaside. But right now they only have like 2 sections of it done, and one of the sections goes right by our house. And we use this mostly to go to a mall that's nearby. It's about a 5 or 10 minute ride on the tramway to get from our house to this mall, and we use it a lot, and it's really nice to get around.
Yeah, it is. So it goes a little slower than most other transportation, but it's mostly for the people who need to not go super far distances. It's a little bit more for like frequent stops along the way, but it is the slow method. But
Yeah, travel within the neighborhood, basically.
Yeah, basically. The fifth way that we travel is on something called the Izbahn.
Izbahn.
Which is similar to what we would say a metro is.
Or a subway.
Or a subway, yep. So the Izbahn runs north of our little neighborhood, and we're able to walk maybe 10 minutes to get to it. And it goes like above ground, but it also goes underground, and it connects all the way to the other side, the main part of the city as well. And it connects to the metro.
It actually goes even further than that. It goes all the way down to a town called Selçuk, it would take us probably almost 2 hours on the Izbahn to get there, so it goes a very long way. And this is the town that's close to the ruins of Ephesus. And so you could take, only using public, you could get almost all the way there just on the Izbahn from our house, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So this is the mode of transportation that we use to get to the airport. We get on to the closest stop, we're on it for about an hour, and we get off at the airport. It's really easy.
Very easy.
Yeah.
The sixth form of transport that we use is buses. And we actually don't use the bus all that often. The other ones, the ferries and the Izbahn and the tramway, we use way more. But buses are really convenient, and they go pretty much everywhere you need to go in the city. And yeah, they're pretty standard buses, and so you just get on, go where you need to go, get off.
The seventh way that we get around the city is by using Domuses. Domuses are just another word for a minibus, and they're literally like 15, 20 passenger little vans that take you out to different sections of the city. So Izmir goes from the Bay Area, but it also goes up into the surrounding hillsides. And so you can take Domuses that go into these little neighborhoods that are up further into the hill, a little bit out into suburbs of the different neighborhoods of Izmir.
The Domus is probably the most Turkish of all the transports. Domus literally means like it's full or something like that. And what they used to do in the past is these Domuses, they're basically like one-way transports. So they start in one location and they will sit there until they're full, which is where the name comes from. And once it's full, it goes to the other place and stops, and everybody gets off. This is like the way the old ones used to work. The new ones are more like mini buses in the sense that they kind of have more of a schedule, and they'll leave before they're full, and they'll stop and pick people up along the way or drop people off along the way. But this isn't the traditional Domus. So the last form of transit that we use a lot are taxis. And taxis here in Izmir are abundant, and they work pretty much just like any other taxi in any other city. You can find them along the street and wave them down, or they're like taxi stops where they stay most of the time, and you could just go and walk up and jump in. And they have all the taxis in the city have meters, and so they just start and you tell them where you want to go, and they drop you off and you pay. It's super easy.
In other cities like Istanbul in Turkey, they actually have services like Uber or Lyft that you can take as well. And those services are handy because you can order your taxi and then you don't have to worry about like actually handing money over. It uses your card, but you can also know how much it's going to cost before you want to go to the other place.
But we don't have that in Izmir yet.
No.
Hopefully one of them will come, but until then, we just use normal taxis.
Taxis work really well. And we use those when we're running late, or I think if it's really hard to get to a certain location, like you might have to walk to a bus and then walk a really long way after the bus. And so,
or wait a long time for a bus to come.
Right. Sometimes it's just easier to get a taxi if we have a lot of things as well, but we don't want to, like if we've gone shopping and we don't have a lot of
hands.
Yeah. We don't need to carry things, or we don't want to carry things. Sometimes taking a taxi, or we don't want to rent a car, then taxis are the way to go.
So that's it. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for having us.